Hey guys, Hijinks here, and I'm back with another video. I do have a bit of a sniffle kind of going on. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of a cold. But so if you hear some stuffiness, I apologize. But I wanted to get this video out there for you. We're going to be doing a different kind of video. This is more of a research video. And if you guys play Friday the 13th, if you like Dead by Daylight, you might have heard this and heard about this game in passing. And this game is the Halloween video game. Now, before I talk about what's going on with the game, I'm going to kind of give you guys a brief rundown about the game so we know what we're talking about throughout the whole video. The Halloween game is a game where you can play as two roles. You can play as Michael Myers, in which your goal is to kind of go around and find a weapon from houses and use your special abilities like Stalk, Quick Walk, or Enrage to try to kill all the teenagers that are in the game. Or if you were to play as teenager, your goal is to try to escape from Michael Myers, and you could do that by trying to find weapons to fight back. You could try to hide. You could, get people together and try to, restore the power of the town to call the authorities. There's a variety of ways you could win, and each player would have different ranges of intelligence and speed and things of that nature, just like Friday the 13th has. So I took some time to research the game, and there's not a ton actually on this game. If you Google search it, in fact, most of your Google searches will pull you back to a Halloween game on Atari 2600, which was released in October of 1983. So with not much information, I did find a reliable source, and what I was able to find out is that the game is scrapped, which is why we can't find it. The game is gone. It's no longer being worked on. So if you guys are interested in what's going on, the game is not being made. But if you guys want to hear some more research and some things about it, I'm going to explain more about the game. So I found this in an original post, which I found on cursivejoe.com because the original post is gone. I wasn't able to find the original post, and I'll talk about why we couldn't find that a little bit later. But in the original post it says, with games like Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight, which include their own Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Leatherface modes, many horror fans are craving more video games of their favorite slashers. Luckily, a new video game is heading our way. Goldie One Studio is hoping to introduce the world to a new horror survival game centered around the Michael Myers universe. The developers of the game are hoping to obtain rights to make this project happen, with your help. A campaign via Patreon was just launched so you can help make this dream a reality by making a monthly donation of your choosing. The game, which is so far in early development, will allow you to play as either Michael Myers or as a teenager trying to escape the wrath of Myers himself as he tries to terrorize the small town of Haddonfield, Illinois. So a new Halloween game is a really, really great idea. I don't think that was in question. And with the proper conversations and copyright, conversations and discussions, the game really would have done really well and had really kind of little things to interfere with its growth. I think that because Friday the 13th was such a big hit, it would have definitely filled that void and just took off and been running. But the game's development was shut down due to a cease and desist order. Originally based on certain things, specifically involving the Patreon, as I mentioned, the game was developed using Patreon and people's donations. A lot of people, their first thought was, this is a scam. And so we're getting scammed. Like the game's not being developed anymore, and we donate it. However, I don't believe that's the case, and the reason why I don't believe this is because post the shutdown of the game, donators were refunded. The game is no longer on Patreon. You can no longer fund it, but the money was sent back. So all the money was sent back to the people who originally donated to it, and that was due, of course, because of the cease and desist. So I really think that this game was not just a scam like a lot of people had thought. I really think it was just the cease and desist came, and they didn't want to continue and get caught in that trap that Friday the 13th was in, so they just stopped and they did their refund. And I think that really proves that it wasn't a scam. And also, the reason we weren't able to find the original post, and this kind of comes up in Leagues of Wedge events with the Patreon, but the game's listing is no longer on Patreon and is off all the social media pages. So this really is a solid indication there will be no game. They no longer have the posts up, the Patreon is down, everything is down, and that's why it's so hard to find information on this game, because the game doesn't exist. All you're going to really find are people that were talking about it prior to it being taken down, and you'll find maybe a few forums on Gun Media talking about how Gun Media should take advantage of this and try to get the copyrights. And then you'll find this website, Cursive Joe, which will talk a little bit more about what's going on and what's happening with the game, and it kind of gave some updates. But why do people think this game is still going on? Why are you going to still hear people rumor about it? And I'm going to talk about that really quick, guys, because I think this is really important. Even after this video, I know that a lot of you guys might still hear people say the Halloween game's coming out, and they might really full-heartedly believe this. And you would think that people who are following the game would know, but I think I know why people are kind of still believing the game's being made. Because it's so hard to find the information, people aren't seeing that the game is taken down, because if you look up the Halloween game, you really don't find much. Again, you find the game from Atari 2600 that was released in October of 1983. And you can find some fan-made games, so you're not really finding much on it. But however, before everything was wiped, we were given a decent amount of information about the game. We were given 3 teenagers, and we were revealed Laurie Strode, who was in her H2O skin. And we were also, we knew Michael Myers would be in the game as well, but those were the things. We knew Laurie Strode was going to be in it. We knew there was going to be 3 teenagers, and we saw the models for them. And so people saw us and thought the progress was being made, and and the graphics actually weren't too bad. They were actually in leagues with Friday the 13th graphics. So people saw progress and immediately thought the game was being worked on. As even now, you could still kind of, if you look up the models, you can still find them, and they'll actually probably be on the screen. But and a lot of people who really like Friday the 13th kind of had this hope that the game was going to get made, because this was our chance to get a Friday the 13th-esque game without any copyright issues. However, that's not what happened. We got some copyright issues, and the game is no longer in production. And then the main thing really is that unless you were following the game closely, you didn't see the information disappear. You probably heard it from a video. The video is still up, and you saw some of the character models, and the character models are still able to be accessed. So without there being any really information, everything's removed. You're not going to really be able to kind of find that information that you're looking for. But this doesn't mean that there could never be a Halloween game. It just means that this Halloween game is not in production, and for that I apologize to you guys who are really, really excited. I personally think they'll eventually go to make a Halloween game. I thought there would be an issue with Dead by Daylight, though, because Dead by Daylight, as you guys know, does use Michael Myers in the game. But that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me guys know what you think down below. Would you guys like to see more research videos? And if so, what would you like me to research next? Would you guys be interested in seeing a Halloween game get made? But that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night, day, and I hope to see you guys at the next stream. Peace.